Hey everyone, it's March 13th, and that means that if today is your birthday, you share with Donald Pee-Wee Gaskins, the most prolific serial killer in South Carolina history, who claimed to have killed at least 100 victims in the 1970s, and that is him right up there. Born to a 14-year-old prostitute in 1933, Gaskins was often neglected as a child, leading to him drinking a bottle of kerosene at the age of 1 and suffering from convulsions for years because of it. His mother turned to sex work out of desperation and had a string of bad relationships with men who often beat the two of them. He was bullied in school, getting into fights almost every day, and coming out on the losing end most of the time, until he just stopped going at the age of 8. Gaskins reportedly didn't even know his legal first name until he heard it read aloud in court when he was a teen, being tried along with friends for a string of crimes including robberies, assaults, and a gang rape. After he was convicted of these crimes, he was sent to reform school, where he was repeatedly sexually assaulted, in part due to his short stature, only 5 foot 2 inches tall as an adult, which made him unable to fend off these attacks. He escaped school on multiple occasions, and got married for the first time while on the lam. Once he was formally released, he attacked a teenage girl with a hammer for threatening to turn him in for burning a tobacco field and was sentenced to 6 years in prison. Suffering from more sexual assaults on the inside, Gaskins finally dealt with the problem by killing the most feared inmate in the prison. After an escape where he drove a stolen car across state lines, he got 3 extra years on his sentence, but he was determined to now be the perpetrator and not the victim. He met famed mafioso Frank Costello while behind bars, who nicknamed him the Little Hatchet Man and offered him work when he was out. When paroled, the worst of his crimes began. In 1969, Gaskins picked up a hitchhiker who laughed at him when he propositioned her for sex. He was enraged and beat her until she was unconscious, then sexually assaulted and tortured her before dumping her body into a lake where she drowned. Gaskins had discovered how to satisfy his inner demons and went on to beat, mutilate, rape, and kill dozens of men and women, sometimes keeping his victims alive for days at a time while he cannibalized parts of their bodies and even forced them to join him in the act. He largely killed teen boys and girls in the Carolinas, but eventually began to take work as a killer for hire and killed those who discovered what he was up to or who he felt wronged him for any reason. Gaskins bought a hearse that he used to transport the bodies of his victims to his own private cemetery. He was finally caught in 1976 and convicted of 8 murders, but he confessed to about 100 more in an effort to dodge the death penalty. Some of these were murders for which others had already been convicted, and his confessions were rejected as an attempt to gain attention and favor from prison officials. We'll probably never know just how many victims Gaskins had, because after murdering a fellow inmate, he was sentenced to death in the electric chair, which he faced in 1991 after spending 15 years on death row. If this is your birthday, I hope you have a great day. Leave me a comment so I can wish you a happy birthday. If you know someone whose birthday it is today, send them this video so I can find out all about their birthday twin. And to Donald Pee-Wee Gaskins, I say, happy birthday, you bastard.